Hello there. I'm Kellic.
Oh my.
Shreya.
Flynn.
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, you all had ventured into the nation of Kaldur to find the origins of these mysterious crystals that seem to be housing some sort of souls within them. You guys had traveled to the small town of Blackpool, deep within a swamp, to find that the warehouse that these crystals had originally come from, or at least where March and Olma had originally found them, was reduced to ash. And after a little bit of investigating, Flynn had talked to an older dwarven man who seemed to know things about the future, be a bit of a fortune teller, and gave Flynn a bit of a clue of where he could find his next step on his journey. After going to the local tavern and finding out a little bit more about where these crystals might be or where the clues might lead them, they spent the night in Blackpool and set out early the next morning into the swamp. You guys had traveled for a little bit, and after looking around, looking for this secondary warehouse that you guys had heard that there might be clues in, Shreya and March spotted a hooded figure dashing alongside them a couple 100 feet out, and sort of took note of that before you guys came across this black staff that was perched directly into the mud in front of you guys. It had 5 halos, these golden rings around the staff that, upon approaching it, burned a little bit within your minds, and the gold rings dropped into the mud, and the mud began to bubble and boil and produce these 5 mud creatures who each of you recognized a few of them, some of them with drow and elven and human visage. After defeating these monsters and sort of wondering what was going on, you guys saw that same hooded figure a couple 100 feet in front of you. And as you guys approached, the hood dropped out as if nothing was even wearing the hood in the first place. And you guys heard a voice coming from a tree behind you as a large, athletic-looking half-orc stepped out from behind the tree and greeted you all, telling you that he was there to take you in, either dead or alive, to Hollowguard. But his main mission is to get these crystals, which he told you house the souls of his teammates. He told you guys that him and his team went on a mission to a Kaldurian outpost to capture a lieutenant in the army and question him about his father, a locksmith. And after he told you about that, he told you about his team, how some of them were comprised of members of Hollowguard, and some of them were sort of this outside force that had come in to help these cultists, these magic users, who, he tells you, prayed to a red wolf. So with that, he is sitting there on this tree stump that he sort of apparated into place with some ember dust that was in his pocket. And as he's sitting there continuing the conversation, he looks to you guys and he says, "So, I will make this easy on all of you. Y'all have 2 options. I could either take you all in alive and have some Hollowguard lackeys come back and clean up the rest of this mess, or I could kill you all right here and collect any remaining evidence that's housed in that warehouse over yonder, and along with any other magical accoutrement that those Banuk might have been hoarding. But it's your choice, so I just ask that you make it quick. I would very much like to get back to my house and feed my pets and water my peace lilies."
What do you get out of this, Drek? What's your reasoning for engaging with not only this violence, but with this unholy conspiracy?
I get if I can be quite frank, an obscene amount of gold.
Aye. So greed's your motivation?
I would say that is correct.
So you're just here to clean up the mess?
Yes, and hopefully return the souls of the people who I was bound to on this mission.
Oh, right. But your mission's not complete. Like, shouldn't you just complete your mission?
Well, as far as I see it, we cannot complete our mission without the remaining members of my team, and I would very much enjoy finishing this with the people who I started it with.
Well, there are some people out in the world that are still working on your mission. You might want to go find them.
Not these people. These people all have very specific skill sets that complement my own.
I think we might have met some of them.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. They're already out, so it doesn't really seem like you need us.
Well, I might not need you, but those pretty little gems that you're all holding on to, those I am keen to get back.
Right.
So I can sort of see where this conversation is going. I will tell you this. Either you all can get down on your knees and put your hands behind your heads, and I will come by and tie you all up one by one, and I promise that I will be gentle, and you all will be restrained and come with me. Or, in about 20 seconds, I am going to attack. Those are your two options.
What about a third option, where we come with you willingly and you don't have to tie us up?
15 seconds.
I don't want to go with you, and I also don't want to die.
I can assure you, no one is dying today. I'm gonna get my staff out.
10 seconds.
Can I look around really quick again and see if I can spot anyone else here? Is it just this guy?
Make a perception check.
Huh? Halfling. Oh. Another 8.
So bad.
Another
Yeah.
8. Looking around, you don't see anything. You think you might hear something over your left shoulder, but it could just be the animals of the swamp. You sort of hear a croak. You hear something moving in the trees off to your right, but it could just be birds.
Okay. That's it.
I was going to say, did you have some, Flynn, you want to follow up with?
No, I have no idea what to do.
Okay. I just want to insight check him,
Here we
DM,
go.
if I can, or I just want to know, like, is he mentally, like, all there?
Yeah,
Or
make an
is-
insight check.
Yeah. Okay.
While he's doing that, who has
that's a good question.
crystals? March and I went to, does March still have them?
I do.
That's a 23 on the insight check.
Insight check. He seems to be very candid with you. He seems to be fully present. It just seems like with that high of a roll, it seems like he's been doing this for a while, and he's sort of kind of confident with himself, and he knows, how these things usually go.
And he is, like, just full-on apathetic to whatever kind of havoc he leaves in his wake as he goes about this business.
Oh yeah, no
Like, is that-
emotional attachment whatsoever.
Yeah, okay. Well, and I'll look to my comrades. If it's a fight you're looking for, you'll get one hell of one.
I'm sneaking my way backwards towards March.
Okay.
I'm trying to, spread out.
Because I am in the front of this fight because he came up behind us. So I am just like casually walking backwards, quietly. I am attempting to be sneaky about it.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Can I assist her by, like,
21.
being very aggressive with what I just said? By, like, trying to get some eye to eye?
Yeah, so with that 21, Kalik, I'm going to have you make an intimidation check. I'm going to have this be a separate check.
That is 22.
22.
Gee.
There we
Nice. He looks at you like you're the man to talk to. Like you're the one who's sort of taking the reins of this group. He's sort of addressing you. And so he's fully locked onto you as Olma, you sneak back behind March.
March. Hey, March. March. I'm right here.
Yeah.
Maybe we should break the crystal. Maybe a soul comes out and it distracts him, or maybe the soul dies. Either way, who knows? And it's probably gonna help us.
The soul will come out and probably recognize him and attempt to attack us. Don't you remember what happened the last time a soul came out?
Yeah. But also what happened is then they came, like the party got together and then they left us alone. So maybe that'll happen again.
You want me to break open a crystal?
I mean, there's no body for it to go in, right? I mean, maybe
That's
if
true.
you break it and throw it, it can go in alive bodies, can't it?
Hopefully it doesn't try and...
All right. Well,
Just break it.
I hate to do this. Hate to make it difficult on you all. As he like sort of puts his hands on his knees and sort of pushes himself up off of the stump there. He goes, all right. And he sort of twists his torso around, sort of limbers up, and he sort of brings one of his legs up and brings one of his knees up. And, all right. And he reaches into one of the pouches on his belt. And he takes out a coin, and he tosses the coin up in the air with a little ding as it flips end over end into the air and lands right in the middle of your group. And that is where I'm going to have everyone roll
Oh
initiative.
boy, guys, this is stupid.
This is bad.
No.
Natural 20 on my
That's good.
initiative.
Ooh. What does that bring your total to, Alma?
23.
23. Nice. Okay, Alma is at a 23.
Wait,
March.
what did you add to that?
Oh, that's your
Me?
dexterity modifier.
Gotcha.
March, what is your initiative?
16.
16.
I rolled low, y'all.
Kellic?
It's a 3.
Oh, buddy.
Flynn?
I got an 8.
And Shreya?
4,
4.
which
Okay.
was the same one I rolled last battle.
Crashing it.
With that, he is sort of just standing about, let's see, Kellic, he is about 25 feet away from you.
Okay.
As this coin sort of drops in the center of your group. Everyone, I'm going to have you all make a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy.
Is anyone really good at
That
this?
is not my strong suit.
Oh, yes.
Good.
I am. Charisma? Yeah.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
I don't think I've rolled above a 5 so far.
That's 15.
I know.
That's 15 for Alma.
Took me last game.
That's 19 for March.
Yeah. I got a 3.
Wow, that's a 9 for me.
Okay, so Shreya and Flynn, you two feel sort of this coin that was dropped into the middle of your group sort of pulse as you and Shreya are flung into the air, just like a coin being tossed. You guys are tossed into the air, end over end, 20 feet, as you guys then drop back down and take
Oh no.
a little bit of damage on
Just
your way
a
back
little
down.
bit,
as you
right?
hit
Just
the
like
ground.
a tiny bit.
Just, it's
Okay.
not
Okay, good.
that, well,
No.
I mean-
No.
it's...
Well, maybe, possibly.
So Flynn and Shreya, you guys both take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Man.
Ugh.
Quick question. Is this fall natural? Like, or magical in nature? Because couldn't I theoretically just, if I'm up in the air, like break my fall?
This is a magical fall.
Okay.
This is a magical effect. So you are completely discombobulated as you are flung up into the air. You don't know which way is up. As you both take 6 points of damage.
Ouch.
Oh, snap.
Okay. Ulma, what would you like to do? As you just saw your companions flung up into the air.
I let out a big scream, and I'm scared. I push my hands right in front of me, and and out comes a warbling mass straight ahead of me into our boy Drek.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah, what is that?
it's changing colors as I go.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
No way.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Nice.
So I will take the max, which would be 2d8 plus 6.
Boom.
So
Wham.
large.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 points of damage automatic. Plus,
Oh my gosh.
that is the wrong one there. 1 second. Plus 13.
22 plus 13. Okay, so that's 35 points of damage. And
Of what kind of damage?
what kind of damage?
That was poison damage.
Okay. 35 points of poison damage. All right,
crap.
and that took up a spell slot, correct?
It did.
Oh
Whoa,
no.
I have to roll
Yes.
above a 3.
So now it's above a 3. 3 or lower is
10.
nice. Okay.
There we go.
I was kind of hoping for something though, maybe like a teleport us all away from this situation.
So the warbling mass changes colors as it's going. It's flashing red and white and black and green and blue, and it settles on this like putrid black green color before it hits.
Cool.
Okay, nice. So next up is Drek. So he is going to reach down onto his belt and reach into a pouch and take out this small stone, only maybe 2 inches in diameter, and he is going to chuck it right at Kellic. So let's see. Pull that one up. Kellic, that is going to be a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
He chucks this stone at you, and it hits you right in the leg. But instead of bouncing off, it sticks right to your leg as rock begins to expand over your legs and form over everything.
What?
And completely consume every single part of your leg from the waist down. As you are now restrained. So your movement speed is now 0, and any creature has advantage on attacks against you, and you have disadvantage on any attacks against another creature. So your legs are covered in this rock, and then he's gonna dash up at you right in front of you, take out his dagger from his leg holster, and swing twice at you. That's going to be
Twice?
a 14 to hit.
My dude gets how many actions? What?
He gets a few.
What was the first to hit?
Oh, I'm sorry, because that's at advantage. But that was a 14?
14 does not hit.
Okay. Second one is a 21.
Second one hits.
Okay.
Block the
that
first one with
is-
my shield.
Yeah.
That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
as he slashes you right across your chest. All right. Next up is March.
Fuck. I'm gonna still be like slightly exhausted from everything that just happened with the mud that seemingly kind of knocked us all down. DM, is it in any way possible for me to do what Alma suggested? Because it's not really like an action, but is it possible for me to literally take out the crystals and break them?
Okay, you want to break both of them?
Fuck it, yeah, I do.
Okay.
Oh my god.
How are you choosing to do that? How are you choosing to break them?
I would like to, because they're in a little container, right? Like, if I recall, I have them in a tiny little container.
Yeah, they're in a little box.
Little
Yeah.
dwarven box.
I would like to, I don't know if this is possible, so correct me if I'm wrong. I would like to take them out and put the container on the ground, open the lid, and smash it with my regular warhammer.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Make an attack roll.
Oh, boy.
My god.
We're pushing the red
It'll
button.
be fine.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
no,
Let's
no.
fucking go. Let's fucking go.
What are we here for?
Shit.
Pull the lever.
22.
22. Yeah, okay. Roll your damage.
Okay. Oh wait, I need, I'm just like rolling anything. I need an actual D6. So that would be 11 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. So as you smash your warhammer down, you lift it back up, and neither the box or the crystals are there anymore. As instead you see these white wisps of this almost fog-like substance, but it's got more form than that. Begin to move away from the box, and like this sentient fog, it moves around. And let's see what happens.
Oh,
One of them moves around and looks like it's searching for a body, and it's moving between, but it can't quite reach anyone, and just sort of fades and dissipates.
no way.
And the other one,
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! The other one's gonna possess. Oh god!
Oh, boy.
I'm really
let's
sorry,
see what
everybody.
the other one does. Okay, I'm gonna roll for this.
No, it's gonna be so much fun.
You say that now.
I also would like to. I also would like to have a verbal reaction at the end of this.
Maybe it'll fight with us.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, so the other one wisps around, and it moves over towards Kellic,
No!
and it moves around his head,
I knew it.
I knew
He's
it.
restrained
I
right
have
now,
a
so he
cut in
should
my
be.
chest. I'm wounded.
and it moves away from Kellic, and
Oh.
it moves over towards Shreya,
No!
and it circles
No!
Shreya's head
No.
for a little bit longer before it
He's got that
notices
gauntlet
Flynn
that collects souls.
and moves over to
No.
Flynn, and you can see Flynn takes a deep breath as all of this
Oh,
smoke
man.
is absorbed through his nose and his ears and his eyes, and you can see him as his hands begin to shake, and
Do I
the
have to do
wisp
something?
is gone. Yeah, March, that was your action. So next up on the initiative is Flynn anyway. So
Oh.
Flynn,
Okay.
I'm going to need you to make a charisma saving throw. for me.
Come
on,
you're the one
Flynn,
with a
come
plus
on,
0 on it?
Flynn.
Sure, yeah, I'll roll that. Oh, yeah, the worst number I can roll, so 2.
Oh. Bye,
Bye, guys.
Flynn. See you on the other side.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope everyone has enjoyed this podcast because we're all going to die.
So, Flynn, you feel your consciousness recede back into your body. You are now just a spectator
Okay.
to whatever is happening outside. You can, it's almost like you're watching through a window of what's happening. And as your consciousness recedes into this blackness, walls begin to form around you. These stone walls, and they turn into these individual stones.
Oh, man.
And they turn into a room that you're familiar with a table in the center, with a quill and some ink, a sword on the table. And the only difference is the door that's in front of you that you now know would normally lead into this room of combat where you had once met a vine creature. The door is now wide open, and you can see through your own eyes what's happening out in the world. And you hear a voice just behind your shoulder as you turn around, and this dark, looming figure is standing right over you, about 5 feet taller than you, looking directly down, and you can see this twisted smile across its face as the entire form of this creature is dark and encased in shadow, but you can see these white teeth forming the smile, and these brilliant white eyes that have little red dots in the middle. And you hear it say, "You are just a passenger now." So, everyone else sees Flynn, and you can see he drops down to the ground. His hands sink into the mud, and he almost takes this feral position. As you can see, his body's moving and twisting in weird ways, as from his forehead, horns begin to sprout as the flesh and the skin around where these horns are coming out begins to split and bleed and come down as these purple horns begin to protrude from his forehead. And as he takes another deep breath, he breathes in and as he breathes out, a bit of fire comes out of his mouth.
March! What in the hell's...
I was giving him his friend back.
He looks to his left and his right. He sees Drek in front of him, and they almost share this knowing look for half a moment before Flynn's body then lunges to his right and attempts to attack Shreya.
No!
Shreya, that is going to be an 18 to hit.
I didn't even get to fight. That hits.
Oh, no.
Okay, so he turns, and as he turns, his arm moves around, and it looks like he's about to hit you with just like an open hand, but as he's about halfway through his swing, these spectral claws form on his hand. These purple claws begin to protrude from his fingers, making these spectral these long spectral claws as he slashes at you for 4 points of slashing damage.
Ooh, I'm out, but not quite. Yeah, that really messes me up. Shreya lunges, or rather hinges backward and just has this sharp shriek cry of pain and just stumbles back a few feet from the pain.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Now, Flynn, as it is still your turn, you are you see this happen, and you are trapped in this room. Is there anything that you would like to do?
Yeah. Can I try and grab this? Can I move? Like, do I feel the same way I normally feel, or do I feel different? Like, do I feel like I can see what's going on? I'm still my own person.
Yeah,
I'm just stuck in his chair.
You look down at your hands, and you move your hands around, and it's almost easier to move in a weird way as you're not bound by any sort of physical form. It's just your spirit. So by merely a thought, your hands move and your feet move as you're sort of trapped in this spectral space. You're not bound down by anything. You were just here in this room with the table and the sword on the table with this creature looming over you.
Very frightened. I'm gonna, after the spooky thing behind me said that I'm a passenger, I'm just gonna no! And I'm gonna try and grab my sword and attack him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and grab it and swing back and hit him.
Okay, make an attack roll.
A fight within a fight.
Come on, can I roll well this time? Oh, that's good. Hold on. And it's just normal bonus, right? Regular sword?
Yep,
Right? My sword that I have normally?
regular sword that you normally got.
25.
25 hits. Yeah, roll damage.
Yeah. Okay. I always forget. Oh, that's good. 12 points of piercing damage as I kind of spin around and stab him. I have like backwards in my grip. I grab it and just thrust backwards with the sword and try and stab him. He's like, no! And I look back towards the door, and I'm gonna try and make a run for it, leaving the sword inside him.
Okay. As you run out and leaving the sword inside of him, you barely even have time to look back, but you know you definitely planted your sword into him. As you run towards the door, Shreya, it's your turn. Shreya, what would you like to do?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna stumble back and say, if this is to be my end, then I will leave this world with something to remember. And I'm gonna kind of stumble back behind Flynn and then say, may the cleansing force of Ilduria strengthen and rend us all. And as I reach up, I hoist my staff above my head, throw out a couple moon seeds into the air as those start to sprout and just turn to just this radiant light as the sky gets a little bit dimmer. And then from this section of sky just opens up and down cascades a 40-foot high cylinder of radiant light.
Moonbeam.
And I'm casting
Okay. Nice.
Whoa.
But I'm
Alright,
angling myself so that I move behind Flynn, and I'm casting it toward Flynn, Kellic, and our bad guy over there.
Okay.
So yes, you guys are in the line of fire.
So is
Sorry
that...
about that.
No.
Okay, so can you read like what the radius of the effect is for me?
Yeah, it's a 5-foot radius, and it's a cone. No, it's a cylinder.
Yeah, so
Like comes down from the sky
it's,
cylinder?
Yeah, so it's a 5-foot radius cylinder. It's 5 feet across and 40 feet up. So you can't really angle that to hit multiple creatures. It's basically, from what I'm reading, you can just hit one creature with this.
I can just hit
Or
one
if they
creature.
were stacked on top of each other.
Or if they were stacked on top.
Because it's from sky
Oh,
down
I
instead of
got
in
you.
front
I
of
got you.
You
Okay.
might be able to move it too, though. I don't know how that
I
works.
get a bonus action to move it or something.
Yeah.
Well, what's the distance? Like, is it on... What's the different distance of how far away you can...
It's a 120-foot
beam.
range. So I'm just gonna,
Okay.
then in that case, I'm just gonna rain it down on this guy who's causing us so much
Drek.
mayhem.
Drek?
Place it,
Eat him.
place it right there, Drek. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cone.
that's
That's,
actually-
my bad.
That's all good. That's all good. Okay. So, what are you going to need from me? Is that, I believe that's a Constitution saving throw? Let me see.
Yes, it is.
Okay, con saving throw.
Roll low.
That's an 11.
Yeah, that doesn't save.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, what's the damage?
The damage is 2d10. So that's gonna be
That's
Yes,
so
it
badass.
is.
This column of light just
18 radiant damage.
Nice.
18. Jeez.
Good God. Okay. Okay. Math is difficult. All right. Okay, so you moved, and that was your action. Is there anything you want to do as a bonus action?
Nope.
Can you do anything? Okay, awesome.
I don't think it can.
Next up, Kellic. Your whole bottom half is encased in rock. You've got Drek right in front of you, slashing at your chest. What do you want to do?
I will, as I'm sort of clutching my chest, I'll pull my right arm across my face. I'll grab just the end of the cloth wrapped to it, and I'll tear off one piece and allow that to drift in the air as I pull it, and it evaporates into, or it seems to evaporate at first. It turns into a blackened cloth, and embers burn off at the tips of it, but then the embers grow it, and it expands and expands into like streamers of black fabric that then fly out to March and Shreya and wrap around myself. And I say, Traichio. And I cast Aid, and the three of us have an additional 5 max HP.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Who is that on?
March, Shreya, and myself.
Okay.
Aw.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, and then
You can attack from like a mile away, Oma. Not giving you extra.
We don't trust Flynn right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Speaking of Oma, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
March, did you crush that?
It was a suggestion you gave, and it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Flynn, it's okay. I'm gonna back away like 15 feet behind the tree that I'm close to, and like hide as much as I can. Not action hide, but just like be back there behind the tree, out of sight, out of mind, and look down at my hands and take a deep breath and say, come on, do it again. You can do it again. You can do it again. And push my hands forward again and attempt to throw another warbling mass.
Okay. All right. That's an attack roll, right?
It is. Natural 20 again. I
No
am not kidding.
way.
Yes. I am not kidding.
No freaking way.
I am not
We
kidding.
need this.
Yeah, I mean, this is the life.
Just get it over
Get
with.
it over, get it!
Blast him
Get
over. Pop, pop.
Okay, so that was automatic, the 2d8 and 1d6. 7 points of 7 points of fire damage
Okay.
in this case.
All right. Okay. Kalik, you see right in front of you, this dude is just getting beat to shit.
Oh no.
But
Yeah, that was 29 points total.
29 points. Okay. Awesome.
Holy cow.
But it is his turn. So what he's going to do, what is he going to do?
Oh, whoa, no, I have to roll above a 4.
Oh, that's right. Roll above a 4.
15.
15. Okay. Is this the highest Olma has ever gotten without wild magic surging?
I think so far, yeah.
I haven't cast spells in a couple of...
Yeah.
Also,
Was
that
every
on
time,
purpose?
almost every time you wild magic surge, you rolled super low. Like
Yeah.
you're really accurate.
Okay. So next up, he did not appreciate that. Seeing that Kalik is still restrained, he is going to sort of take a sidestep around Kalik, still staying within his melee range, and he's going to reach into his belt and grab this little disc that he slides his hands into and pulls almost like an accordion and looks at Olma and
I'm behind a tree!
and extends it towards Olma. And then as soon as the accordion reaches out, he smashes it back together as Olma, you are pulled towards him all the way
Oh,
up
no.
right into his melee range.
Oh.
As you feel yourself, like your feet slide against the mud and the ground as like your entire body is just slid up towards him.
There's no save for this?
There is no save. It just happens.
Whoa.
It just happened.
It just happens.
There's no to hit. There's no save.
What do you mean there's no save?
He is then going to, with his dagger, take 2 swings at you.
We need to get that accordion, yo.
That first one is a 25 to hit,
The first time that sentence has ever been expressed.
Yeah.
and the second one
Yeah,
is
that
a 27 to hit.
Oh my god.
Able hit.
This guy is jacked.
So that first one, let me see what that is going to be. That first one is going to be 9 points of slashing damage. Oof. And then that second one is going to be 8 points of slashing damage. So that's a total of 17 points of slashing damage.
Holy guacamole.
Oh, goodness, come on. This guy needs to die.
Come on.
Come on.
All right. That is his turn. Next up is March.
Oh my god.
March, what would you like to do?
I've been trying to figure that out the whole time.
So basically you've got
you have any crystals you can smash?
got a demonic Flynn right next to you, and then you've got Drek about 25 feet in front of you.
How's he look?
He looks pretty beat up, not quite bloody yet.
What?
No, let me check. I said that.
Wait, what?
I said that without checking. Let me see.
How is he beat up and not bloody?
He's bloodied. He's bloodied. You can see some blood coming out. Yeah.
Go, March, go.
My mistake. I said that without checking.
While
Yeah.
March is
I was gonna say,
deciding,
how many natural 20s have I
do
gotten
I
for
get
him not to be
to
bloody?
do I get to save against the restrained, like the spell effect, or like at the end of each turn, or do I have to like try to break free to get out to try to save?
It
against
is now that it's consumed your lower half. It's just rock. It's not magical. The magical spell has dissipated. So do with that what you will.
Right.
And as a caster, you would probably know that. You would get the sense of that.
Okay.
Okay, March, what are you doing?
I am going to look around very just at the sheer chaos happening right now. I was gonna do something. Oh god.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna just, it's nothing fancy. I just am debating internally, but what I'm going to do is I am going to run up to Shreya, and place my hands on him to get him to be able to do lay on hands for
Okay.
Shreya.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
How many points are you giving him?
Let's see. 5.
5? Okay. Shreya, you gain 5 hit points.
And then I just want to face Flynn with my shield up, basically. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got, guys. I'm just gonna face Flynn. We don't want to hurt you, Flynn. And that's pretty much it. Shit.
Okay. All right. Next up is Flynn. So Flynn, you're running towards this door. And as you get to the door, you're about to go through as you feel like this and cross the threshold. But you feel this like weird membrane, almost like this gel right at the door that you have to push through. So make another charisma saving throw for me.
If I did something, I don't know if this is like what my turn's like, but if I did something to maybe attack the thing in front of me, like the membrane, would that help the save?
Probably not.
Okay.
No.
Charisma save, you
Yes.
said? Okay. Why am I looking it up? I know it's a 0. 5.
5. You get up to this thing and it gives in just a little bit, but then it bounces back and you're knocked back into the room.
Okay.
As
was that my action?
that was your action.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, that is not your action.
Oh, okay.
That charisma save is just something that happens. So
Just from me trying to move through
for
it.
this round, you are again trapped in this room. You now have a full movement action, bonus action.
I have an action still. I'm going to. I should have done this before, but I'll do it now. Just realizing. I have a sheet for it. I'm gonna use my action and I'm going to try and cast a spell. So I'm going to rub my fingers together as I do, and then I'm going to reach into a pouch on my side and pull out some silver like powder. And as I'm rubbing my fingers together, you see the blue sigil like symbol on my wrist glow, and I whistle out in a low high, and I hold that high note, and my fingers they begin to glow blue, and while I'm holding that note, I take my 2 fingers with the dust on it and rub it across my forehead, leaving behind these 2 like glowing white lines across my forehead, as I cast protection from evil and good on myself.
Okay. Awesome. Can you please read me the spell description for that?
Sure. Oh boy. Okay, so until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And then it gives some benefits. So like the next time I have to save, I'll have like advantage. Oh, it just says, yeah. I can't be charmed or frightened or possessed. If I'm already charmed, frightened, or possessed, I have advantage on the new saving throw.
Okay.
They also have disadvantage on attacks against me if they're that type of creature.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action for flavor, I will summon my sword back in my hand as I turn around and look at this creepy, smiling, spooky thing and to say, all right, bring it. That's my turn.
Okay. So next round, when you make that saving throw, you will have advantage.
Sure.
Because this is technically possession.
Yep.
Okay. Good move. Crap. Okay. Then everyone else.
If I live to next turn.
Looking at Flynn, these horns that are coming out of his forehead now fully formed. He is going to make another lunge at Shreya. Shreya, that is going to be a 19 to hit.
It hits.
Okay, and this is going to be... Oh. It's going to be 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Shreya falls to his knees and is like just barely, like, his eyes are starting to roll back into his head and he's kind of breathing shallow.
Are you still up though?
You're still up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh no.
We just dumped a
one
lot of
hit point.
healing into him.
Yeah.
Yeah, March just gave me like
Healed you, yeah.
Then I'm really sorry about what's going to happen next.
No.
What?
That's going to be another claw attack
Oh,
as these horns are now
you-
fully formed.
might want to keep these abilities, Flynn.
hey man, I'm finally a threat.
And that's going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
I'm down. Shreya's down.
No.
Damn it.
Bird down.
I fall face first into the mud, just like not moving.
Okay. Next up is Shreya. I'm going to need a death saving throw from you.
No.
Oh boy. Which is just a regular D20, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm just so not used to doing death saves. 12.
Okay. You
I've
succeed
always
on your
been
first
so
death save.
good at Dungeons
Ooh.
and Dragons.
You succeed on your first one. You are 1 point closer to stabilizing. Kellic, what would you like to do?
Oh boy. I look over to Olma. I say, "Steady on there, girl. We'll make it through this." And I will first cast Spare the Dying on Shreya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Nice.
And so Shreya, you are stabilized. And you're no longer making death saves. And then I will
Oh, and that's a
look
bonus
daggers.
action, right?
Yeah. Grave
Grave
Cleric, baby.
Cleric's
nice.
Let's fucking go.
Here we go.
And then I will look daggers at Drek and say, Ex Coquo, you'll go instead. And I'll cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Which is a
Yo.
Get him.
wisdom
Get 'em.
saving throw.
Wisdom saving
for-
throw. That is a natural one.
Wow. Let's go.
Oh my goodness
Get outta
gracious.
here.
And he's already hurt, so that's a D12. It's all right. That is 5 points of, I hope this actually hurts him, necrotic damage.
Okay. You look at the 5 points of necrotic damage. Seems to damage him just as normal as any other.
Cool. So
damage.
these places where Alma's attacks have like torn at him, where the poison damage has eked out at him, those start to singe and glow with orange flame.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Okay. Next up, Olma. You have been pulled up right next to him. What would you like to do?
I don't like being here. Gallic!
Steady on, Alma!
I reach into my pocket and I pull out the only healing potion I have, and I down it. And I take 6 points of healing.
Okay.
Nice.
And I believe that's a bonus action.
That is a bonus action to take
Drink one
yes.
ourselves.
Yes.
And then I would like to use my legs to kick up at Drek and like swing my body up so that my leg is wrapped around his throat,
Okay.
and then punch him.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah. This technically will not. You will not technically have him grappled. This will just
No.
be an attack. Correct.
Getting up higher. I want to get
Okay.
to his head.
Awesome. Okay. Make your attack rolls.
Okay. 21
That hits.
for the to punch him. And that is 7 punchy punch, and I'm going to punch him again. But that probably doesn't
Damage.
probably does not hit. That's a 14.
14. An interesting thing happens when you try and punch him. He sort of, like, as you cock your fist back to punch him, he sort of recognizes exactly what you're doing and moves preemptively to where you're not going to hit him, and your punch completely misses on that second one.
Okay, but the first one.
The first one landed. Yes.
Okay,
Very good,
I'm gonna
good,
keep.
good.
I'm gonna keep my leg tightened around his throat
Okay.
for flavor,
For flavor.
and say, "Ugh."
Let's see. He will. Since you're not technically grappling him, what I'm going to say is he is going to reach up and throw you down to the ground and take out another one of those small little stones in his back pouch. And he is going to. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to attempt to just place it on you. So that is going to be a. Because this is at disadvantage because it's a ranged attack. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So this stone also hits your leg, and as you are standing there, you feel the same effect that you could see Kalik as this stone begins to wrap everything below your waist. And your speed is reduced to 0. You have a disadvantage on attacks, and attacks against you are made with advantage. So he's going to also take out his knife. He's going to swing twice at you, Olma.
Goodbye, guys.
No.
That first one is a 25 to hit
God.
You healed. You're fine. You healed 6 points. You're good.
for
I was at 4 points.
for 8 points of damage.
Nice.
And that second one is a dirty 20 to hit for another 8 points of damage.
Oh my god.
I'm being held up because I'm covered in mud, in stone, but I am totally slumped over on my
No.
legs. So, like, folded in half.
Okay.
Alma!
Next up, March.
Well, I'm gonna freak out at this. I'm not going to handle that well in any way. I would like to look at Drek and attempt to breathe in and out and attempt to cast command.
Ooh.
Okay. That is what kind of wisdom? Is that a wisdom saving throw? What kind of saving throw?
It is a wisdom saving throw. Yes.
That's a 5. What one word command would you like to say?
Grovel, so the target falls prone and ends its turn.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So next time it is his turn, his entire action and movement will be spent dropping to the ground and groveling.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So Kalik, you see right in front of you. It hasn't happened yet. He has not begun groveling. But you can see he just barely catches March's eye. And as soon as he does, she shouts the command word, and you can see his eyes glaze over and his body just sort of go loose. And that is that. Next up, Flynn, I'm going to have you make a charisma saving throw at advantage.
Yay!
Here we go. I'm going to roll them both at the same time.
Please.
Natural 20.
Let's fucking go, dude.
All right.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So,
There's so many natural 20s.
Flynn, you,
Session?
yeah, that's a lot. Flynn, you are about to face off with this creature, sword in hand, and you hear from outside Kalik yelling for Olma, and you turn around and you look through the door, this doorway in front of you, and you see Olma's body limp while the lower half of her is covered in rock and holding her up. You see her completely limp, Kalik reaching out for her. And you pull yourself together, you put your head down, you dash towards the door, and you can feel this time, it doesn't feel like the gel membrane that it was before, but rather a thin pane of glass as you shatter through it, and you once again inhabit your own body. You feel a searing pain on your forehead as these horns are still protruding from you. But you now have full use of your body. You see Shreya laying limp in front of you as well. Having come to consciousness, what would you like to do?
You said I saw Alma unconscious and Kalik reaching out his hand, but not being able to because they're both like restrained.
They're both restrained, so he can't actually physically reach her.
That's super sad. And I run up to Drek, seeing that he's probably the cause of all this.
Okay.
And I'm going to attack him if I can, if I have an action. I'm going to run up there and I'm just going full force. I'm going to go for it.
So that was
Does he have his extra things? Does he still have his extra powers?
Can he claw and stab?
Yeah.
No, he cannot, unfortunately. And the horns have stayed for at least the time being, as far as you know. But any sort of magical effects surrounding him have dissipated. Breaking free of the possession was just a free action, just something that happens. So now you have your full turn.
Where did the spirit, the wisp, did it come out of me and like go and dissipate into the ground? Sorry, I can't remember if you said
It did not. No.
Okay, well, nothing happened and I just have my own. Okay. Are flanking rules a thing? Can I get? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna attack. I don't think I have the movement for it. Here we go. That's good. 17 plus something. Hold on. To hit. Okay. 24.
Yeah, 24 hits for sure.
Okay.
And as you run up and you see his eyes are like glazed over, his body is going loose. He doesn't even seem to know that you're running up to him.
Good. No one ever notices me. I'm never a threat. That's good. 12 points of piercing as I run up and stab into him.
Okay, 12 points of piercing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, is that your action?
Yeah, and I don't have a bonus action. I don't have anything. That's my turn. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, Kalik, what would you like to do?
Okay, well, seeing that Flynn has sort of come to his senses, even though he looks bizarre, I'll look at Alma's limp body. I'll not let you fall here, girl. I vow, I swear to you. Conceso. And I cast a healing word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, because she is at 0 hit points, I threw it at max. So
What?
it is.
Yeah, Grave Clerics.
Grave Cleric, dude.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So, that is it's 2d4. I'm casting at second level because that's all I have left.
Okay.
Nice.
Let me see. So it's 2d4 plus 4. So whatever
Yay.
the max of that is, that would be 12. 12 points of healing.
12.
As Alma, you feel the air around you has gone kind of still. It's quite peaceful, and amidst that, the sort of whatever little bit of light you can see is sort of this pale blue color, and sort of a silvery mist surrounds you, and gradually that silver becomes more and more orange until the mist becomes lit like little fires that swarm into your lungs like a breath of fresh air. Come to consciousness.
Oh, I'm stuck. I can't move.
Eyes forward, Alma. Eyes forward.
All right, Olma, being sprung back to consciousness, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm stuck. I don't want to be stuck. How do I unstick? Is it just like hard rock on me, or what?
It's
What
just
am I?
rock.
What's?
Yeah. So, it if you want to make a strength saving throw, you can choose to attack it. You can choose to cast a spell against it. Whatever you think would be able to get you out of this rock. At this point, it's just normal rock.
I have no idea what would get out. How high does it go on my body?
Up
The rock.
to your waist.
Up to my waist. So I have access to, like, if I had some like things in my pockets or like around me.
Yes,
or...
you would have access to that.
Okay. And I can look ahead.
Yes, you can.
How's Drek looking?
He looks real beat up at this point. You can see his eyes are glazed over. He looks very relaxed.
Okay. I'm looking down at my legs, and I feel the cuts on my chest, and I feel the blood all over my body, and my eyes kind of start to just go bloodshot, and I'm filled with this anger and rage, and I will attack him
Okay.
with one more, just my hand will reach forward and almost touch him because he's so close to me. And one final ball of mass will be shot out of my hand. Yes.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
That is a 20,
That hits.
dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And that is going to be 9 points of lightning damage.
9 points of lightning damage. Okay, I'm gonna have you make your wild magic
Right.
save.
Above a
Oh,
5,
jeez.
Oh
Above
my
a
god.
5.
Oh my god.
natural 20.
Okay.
Alma rolling like a mad woman.
As
Yeah,
you,
no
yeah,
kidding.
Crushing it.
as you reach
Does natural
forward
20s
and
reset it?
this ball forms in front of you, and you can see these sparks of electricity coming off of it. It almost passes over him and consumes him, and this ball of lightning energy completely encapsulates his form to where you can't even see him anymore. And as the lightning and the magic dissipates, all that's remaining there is scorched flesh and bones that you can see within as he completely collapses to the ground dead.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I
Nice.
just, my eyes are just still that bloodshot. I'm staring down at this spot that used to have a body, and I'm not going with you.
And we are now out of combat.
Whew.
How does Flynn look? I'm looking worriedly over at his skull.
He's obviously got horns coming out. The part of his forehead where the flesh was actually broken, the skin is actually kind of torn away a little bit, and it is bleeding a little bit down onto his face. Yeah, that's what you see.
And what's the
Good job, guys.
status of the rocks on our legs? Are we able to move yet, or are we still?
No, they're still, they don't recede or anything. They're just rocks at this point.
I'm gonna take my dagger from my waist and try to chip away at the rock.
Flynn, come over here. Let me have a look at you. Can't get out of this for the time being.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I got taken somewhere, and I saw a door. And as I'm talking to him, I'm going to try and chip away at Kellick's feet to free him as I'm talking to him.
As you do that, and as Olma, you're chipping away, after about a minute or so, you guys are able to get yourselves free.
And I'm just like,
and
what happened?
As he's chipping away at this, I will be looking to his wounds.
The second I'm free, I immediately collapse onto the ground and just bury my head behind my knees.
I look over past him to see Shreya still laying on the ground. Can anyone help him? Is anyone able to?
I'm going to. While that's happening, I'm going to look at Flynn and go, "Don't be sorry. That was my bad. I thought that perhaps he would be distracted, but that's Olma had a great idea and it worked for one of them."
Hey, it's okay. It was my fault.
And,
I look bewilderedly back and forth between Olma and Mark. What was the idea exactly?
The idea was to release the spirits within the crystals, and perhaps he'd get distracted, or perhaps he'd, go running after them or something.
I just thought that he wanted his friends, and that if we broke the crystals, he would leave us alone. Or that whatever was in there that he was after would die because we broke the crystals. It was a 50-50 chance.
It was not a 50-50 chance, Olma. What exposure we had to these crystals that didn't involve someone being possessed by one of these monsters?
Well, but the priest said that usually they can't live outside of the crystals.
But we don't know anything about these crystals. We can't take chances with artifacts like this. Now we have nothing. We've lost our only leverage in this entire conflict. We may as well. You freed them from their prisons.
No, I mean one of them is gone.
And one of them is, and I'm dressing the bleeding on Flynn's head, possibly resting inside our comrade's soul.
It would have worked. It did work. And I wasn't strong enough. And as I'm saying that, I start hitting the rock on Kellick's feet a little harder and more frustrated. If I was strong enough, Shreya would be okay. I'm just furiously hitting it.
Make it, Flynn.
Shreya is still laying unconscious on the ground, by the way.
While Flynn is doing this, I'm gonna go. It's again, Flynn. No, not I'm the one who chose to actually go through with it and smash him on the ground. And while he's doing that, I will lay my hands on Shreya and give him the last of my lay on hands, which is 3 points. That's all I got.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go ahead and give
Shreya, you feel this warmth as you are brought back to consciousness with 3 hit points.
I resume consciousness from being in this unconscious place between this plane and an eternal flood of currents of air and light and sparkles as I resume form and...
Why am I... Oh, back here again.
Yeah, I almost preferred where I was before.
Oh, well, good to see you too.
As he's getting up, under my breath, I'm kind of just letting go of it. I'm just like, if I was just better with my spells and understood what all this meant, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. He would have been fine.
I crouched to Flynn's level. We're dealing with forces here far beyond anything we understand. You did fine, Flynn. You overcame it. You came here to help me and Oma. Without you, who knows what might have happened.
I just need to get better. I need to be better.
Aye.
I don't want to hurt anyone in my party.
I look with calming eyes at March and say, "Thank you, large one."
I'm gonna try and sort of like help you up if that's what you're trying to do, and then just concentrate again back on the rest of the party.
Alma, are you all right?
I'm really tired.
Come here, girl. And I will like clutch Alma's head to my torso. You scared me. More than usual.
I don't like him.
Is Drek's body still there?
Yes, it is charred.
Hell yeah. Probably don't have to deal with him any longer.
But it's just gonna be someone else. There's always someone else.
As long as power like this exists, there will be those who will lose their hearts looking for it. I'm gonna crouch at Drek's body. Is he? Can I check him for other crystals? More of these magical doohickeys he was throwing at us.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me. And Flynn, at this point, you would notice that you still have the horns. If you hadn't recognized that already, those horns are still very much there on your forehead. They sort of start with a wide base, and then they come and they almost do like a right angle directly up, and then sort of an angle backwards as they come to sharp points above your head.
Kelly, what the heck is this?
That's a 24 on the investigation check.
Okay, 24. So looking over his body, you find...
Is the dagger still there from that he hit me with?
Yes, that is one of the things that you see, is this dagger.
Find the accordion. Find the accordion.
The accordion, actually, along with a couple of the other magical items on his person, have been completely destroyed by the electricity. What was not destroyed, however, was a couple of items.
Oh, you mean we don't get to do things that don't have saving throws? We don't get those?
Hey,
No to hit, no saving throw.
if you
No,
hadn't
nothing.
completely destroyed his body, that would be a different. It would be a different story.
Oma.
Honestly, I've got the stats for the accordion right here. I was prepared to give it to you.
Yeah, sure.
But you do get 3 of these little stones that he was throwing at you guys. I will.
Okay.
Whoever wants to take those, I will send you the exact stats of those.
I'll take him for now.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You find on his person 213 gold pieces,
Damn.
58 silver pieces, and 97 copper pieces.
97?
97 copper.
Dinner's on Kalek.
What you also find that he didn't actually get to use, but because you rolled so high, he didn't get to use this, but you find on his belt as well. Let me see. You find a compass. And looking over this compass, you know it's definitely some sort of magical item. You flick open the little hook that's keeping it closed on the front, and just barely open it a little bit, and you can feel the beginnings of a gust of wind starting to come out of the compass as you then close it. If you want to take that, I can send you the stats of that as well.
I do. That sounds super rad.
Okay.
Is there anything? I'm looking for information on what this guy's all about, what his team is all about.
Yeah, anything that would have been paper is destroyed.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
What about, is there the dagger? Do I see the dagger?
Yes, yeah, you get the dagger.
I'll toss the dagger over to Alma.
Olma, as you inspect this dagger, you look it over and like this, at least when you were a part of Hollow Guard, and you and March were a part of Hollow Guard, this was like, having one of these was like the goal. Like these things are, you always thought that these things were super cool, and this was like something that you eventually one day wanted to have. But now that it's in your possession, what would Olma feel about towards this dagger?
A bunch of anger. I mean, this has been exclusively what's hurt her in the past, couple of weeks, couple of days, between everybody. I mean, it just causes pain and suffering.
Okay.
Perhaps we should.
And I want to take down Hollow Guard with it.
Okay.
Perhaps we should leave this vicinity and go somewhere and maybe get some rest in, or hide in the trees, or do anything.
We need to find
Guys,
somewhere.
what the heck are these things in my head? And I'm like pulling on these horns, trying to pull them out of my head.
It hurts. Like it's attached to your bone. It's a part of you.
Ah! Kellic! Help!
I'll
The
try
short
and ask,
one
but-
looks more like a beast now.
I think they look great, Flynn.
It is a modest improvement in your appearance.
I'm not making eye contact with Shreya and like kind of not ignoring him, but just like not trying to.
I need to
I'm trying to
study
stay away.
your condition, Flynn, and I'll do my best. But we might need someone with a bit more experience than I have.
Is he still in? Is this thing still in me?
Do you feel him?
I close my eyes and think about it. I try and see what's there.
As you close your eyes and you sort of concentrate in on yourself, deep within your consciousness and deep within your mind, you hear doom, 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 almost as someone banging on a door.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's terrifying.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. I open my eyes again. Yeah, there's something there. I'm like still like tugging on the horn, and like, yeah, I sit down.
Ooh.
I'll do some thinking, Flynn.
Do you think Dolman can help?
Who?
The dwarf, your fortune teller friend.
Dolman? Your
Oh.
friend?
How far away is that now?
I mean, it's only a couple of hours, but
Do we-
I mean, we can go back there later.
Yeah, we want to get to the warehouse first, right?
It's just up ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they don't hurt or anything unless I tug on them, so I guess it's fine. Just keep an eye on me.
I have some resources, and I hold up the bag of soot that Flynn gave me, that I can ask for advice, should we need it, for the time being.
Maybe we go to this warehouse and find a way to get some rest. I just feel so weak.
I'm kind of worried about closing my eyes.
Yeah.
We can take shifts, Flynn.
We'll keep an eye on you, Flynn.
We could tie you up.
Yes, we could
Yeah.
use the friendship rope to tie you up.
Yeah, you probably should do that. I don't know.
You need rest, Flynn. We all need rest.
Yeah,
March.
I'll start.
What time is it?
I'll start walking.
It's about 1:30 in the afternoon.
Is
Let's check
my
out the warehouse.
protection from good and evil lasts, or evil and good, it lasts 10 minutes? I don't know if that matters, but would that still be up? to help?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Helps keep the door knocking to a minimum.
I just sent you something, so.
Oh no!
Oh man!
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of moping towards the direction of the warehouse. That's kind of what I'm doing.
Do we want to rest now? Do we want to rest there? What do we want to do, guys?
Let's get to the warehouse and set up camp just outside it, maybe.
I don't want to be in this mud anymore.
I agree. Let's go.
So after you guys start walking for a little bit, sort of in the direction that you guys know the warehouse to be, after a couple minutes, the fog begins to part, and you guys can see a little bit further, and you see perched atop some stilts just above the mud and the water and the muck, you guys see a pretty large warehouse. Approaching it, you see you guys are still at a distance, but you can see two humanoid figures just sitting out front, leaning up against the sort of the front wall of the warehouse.
I'll turn to Shreya and say, I suspect that's the Banuk Tribe we've heard so much about.
That it could be.
Do you think they'll take kindly to us wanting to inspect their property?
There's only one way to find out. Perhaps I can do an aerial round. See what we're dealing with.
We do still have that potion that'll make you a little bit more compelling, smooth talking.
What do you think, Alma? You want to take a crack at it?
Me? I don't know. Don't you think I've made enough bad decisions today? And I look back at Flynn with his horns.
No one would ever distrust a child.
But why would I say I was going in?
They are looking for Olma and myself.
Not the Banuk Tribe, are they? Maybe.
At this point, anybody.
Maybe they're mad that we burnt their other one.
DM, what does the exterior of this place look like? Are there other entrances? Are there ways around?
Yeah, so from this distance, you can kind of see at a 3/4 view. You can see the front and the side. You can see on the front, it's just a flat face with one entrance where these two humanoid figures are sitting. And then you can see on the right side of the building that you are currently facing, there is a little bit of an extension, sort of like an addition to the warehouse that also has an additional entrance. There you see, sitting at the doorway, one humanoid figure.
And do they see us yet? Are we relatively obscured?
You guys are obscured. You don't seem to be noticed by them at all. There are still quite a few trees and, swamp life in between you two, so you can obscure yourselves pretty well.
And it's just the warehouse in this area, correct? Or is there any other kind of buildings?
Just the warehouse, it seems.
Let's confer on this then. As I see it, we have a few options, right? We either make some distance between us and there and take a breather, potentially risk Flynn becoming something other than himself, or we go approach them, talk to them, tell them the truth, approach them, talk to them, tell them a lie to try and get through, or we try to sneak past them, cause a distraction, maybe Alma can get in. What exactly are we looking for?
Yeah, well, what do we know, right? I mean, we wanted to go in because we wanted to figure out what was in the prison crystals and who had them, right? But now we kind of know who made them, right? I mean, they were made by the Kaldurian military because Drek and his team were trying to infiltrate.
Right, but who are the denizens of these crystals? They're some kind of unholy figures related somehow to the Red Wolf?
Well, some of them are Hollow Guard, and some of them are like culty monsters. I don't know which one's inside of Flynn, but probably a culty monster.
The horns would be a indicator, but I guess they could just be a tiefling.
Yeah. It's hard to know. So why, I mean, I guess what do we still need from this warehouse? It sounds like, so before we joined you, when we were with the Hollow Guard, we were sent looking for the same guys that they were looking for. So Hollow Guard must have sent a couple different teams out to do this, because I had never met Drek before in my life. So we were also sent out looking. I didn't know what we were looking for at the time, but we went to a farm and we were looking for like this locksmith, but he was gone. March and I got attacked. His name was Bram, and we were looking for him. And that's where I found my cool lockpicking set. So I mean, it wasn't a total bust. And we didn't die. And all in all, it was a really simple mission, like all things considered, compared to some of the other missions we were sent on. It's kind of pleasant, actually.
What stake does Hollow Guard have in this whole process?
I don't know, because I don't know.
Is it just money?
Well, I have these letters from Bram. I found them in the warehouse, in his little like house.
What do the letters say?
I don't know. I never really thought to look at them that much. I just kind of grabbed them. But they didn't burn. And so I have these letters that we could look at. I think they were to him and his son. So it sounds like Hollow Guard. Sounds like Drek and his team were also sent to find him, but they couldn't find him, just like we couldn't find him. His warehouse, his basement was all burnt up. Like, I don't know what he was up to, but it sounds like he was up to some really, like, explosive stuff, because his whole workspace was, like, covered in soot and mess. But he wasn't there. He wasn't anywhere. And so then it sounds like Drek's team went to look for his son to get more information, and then that's when the Kaldurian army captured them and put them in prison crystals. Now, I don't know exactly where the Banuk Tribes comes into those, like why they have the prison crystals in general, unless, I mean, do they hold stuff for the Kaldurian army sometimes? Like, I don't know. That I don't know. But we could look at the letters.
Well, if the Banuk Tribe is a trading company of sorts, then, these would be a high value, magical item. So maybe they just came into ownership of them through, some underground trading.
Perhaps there's a way to sneak inside the warehouse without anyone noticing.
Is it worth considering that the Banuk Tribe might be our allies in this? That they might want to reclaim these crystals, just as if it's, even on the base value of it being property that they were storing.
It's
selling.
Possible.
The idea of selling these crystals also troubles me, of course, but
we
need all the allies
anymore.
we can get against foes like Drek.
We don't have any crystals anymore.
I know.
I'm sorry.
But if nothing else, we have an investment in retrieving those that exist, putting those that escape them back in.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if it comes to it, disposing of them.
Maybe they know how to get them out of bodies.
Maybe so.
Or like if we just come up to them and be like, oh my god, a crystal broke and it's in our friend now. Can you help us? And then we'll give you the soul also for the prison. There's the chance that the tribe doesn't know anything about the crystals, though, also. Should we read the letters?
What do you say we make camp and sit with the letters, think about our options?
And those of us that need to rest can rest.
I think that might be all of us. sort of look around
Oh,
at
yeah.
each of our respective wounds and injuries.
It's just
I'm
so
gonna,
early. It's too early to go to bed now.
Well,
I
just
mean,
just for a sit, maybe we can sit for a bit, catch a breather.
I agree.
I think I'll be okay to do that.
okay.
Okay.
If I start doing weird stuff,
I'll zap you.
knock me out.
She'll zap you.
Okay.
DM, could I stick my staff in the ground and druid craft like a parcel of earth and dry it out from the swampiness?
Yeah, for sure. So you drive your staff into the ground, and centered around your staff, it begins to dry up, and you can see some like grass beginning to sprout from it, creating a nice little dry bed area for you guys.
This should do if we need a moment.
Thanks, Ryan.
I'll set about as we start to, lay out bedrolls and do what we can to obscure our location. I'll set about just fixing the tears in the fabric and the dents in our armor with a mending cantrip. Rios.
I'm gonna roll some hit die on a short rest.
While we're kind of
Same.
sitting there, I think I'll try and find a moment when maybe people are doing stuff, and I'll kind of like sit up next to March. Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm sorry, Flynn. It made sense at the time. I didn't mean to put you in this situation.
No,
You're not
you're fine.
not a threat, just so you know.
Thank you. Yeah, I have ways to go, but I'm not there yet. But it's, I don't want to talk about me. When we were fighting, it seemed like everyone knew someone. One of these mud things. But I feel like I remember you shouting out someone was already dead. And if you don't want to talk about it, I totally understand, but I'm here. I'm always here if you want to let me know.
At the reminder of this, my eyes are going to glaze over for several minutes, as if I'm sort of replaying a memory over and over and over again in my head. And I'm just going to kind of look down at Flynn and say, she is dead. And I haven't seen her since she died, so it was a shock. It's just, I know we all recognize somebody there. I know that was part of the situation, and I know that was part of it to make it so that we all were there, but,
Who was she? Who were they to you?
She's my twin sister.
And
She died a long time ago, and along with my parents, and I should have saved her, and I never could. And that was the only, family I had. And then I had a family in between, and I thought perhaps Hollow Guard was going to be it. And then it turned out that it was just Olma. And, seems now at this point that it's you guys are doing a pretty good job at fitting the bill, but don't tell the others.
I put my hand on her knee. I'm sorry.
It was a long time ago, but thanks, Flynn. And for the record, I really do think the horns look pretty cool.
I don't like them. They're in the way.
I mean, if they end up staying, you could potentially stab people with them. Think on the bright side. Think on the positives.
And at the note of that, I'll kind of playfully bump the horns into her shoulder.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
Don't worry, you can get some rest, and I can either tie you up or I can watch you. Whatever.
In the mention of that, I'll hold my wrists up and I'll pull them together.
I'm just gonna take out my rope and just very silently sort of rope him up, and then I'm gonna rope up his hands and then shrug and rope up his feet, rope his arms so that they're attached to his body. How's that, Flynn?
Comfy.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
Just get on your side. I'm gonna take off my my gear really quick and take off my jacket and put it over you, and then put my gear back on.
You're a good person.
Thanks, Flynn. So are you. And then I'm just gonna kind of just sit back and just let my eyes glaze over.
I'll close my eyes and try and rest for a bit. And I'll roll some hit dice.
As you guys are sitting there, taking your long rest, or your short rest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Sitting there, taking your short rest, just sort of taking in the battle that just happened. Olma, you are sitting there and you're like replaying what had happened in your head. And you remember, when dropping down from the tree and placing these strategic punches on this mud creature. And, when Drek was getting all up in your face, just like muscle memory, just jumping back onto him, using his own weight and size against him to then attack. You're recalling all of this stuff once again and just thinking back, and this muscle memory just sort of seems to have clicked back into place as you level up.
Ooh.
Kalik, you are also thinking about this fight. Thinking about, how in a desperate time of need for a couple of your friends there, you were able to reach deep within yourself and use this magic that is not very familiar to you, but you were able to use it in a dire situation when you needed to. And you feel a calming voice just kind of pipe up in the back of your head. And it says, "You're getting used to it, aren't you?" As the voice then fades back into the recesses of your consciousness as you also level up. Shreya, you're also thinking about everything that's been happening, and you are not necessarily thinking about the fight, but thinking about this new environment that you're in. You're looking at the swamp around you, and this is a place that you have never been before. This is a place that is strange and alien to you. But over the course of that fight and being able to sort of tap into your surroundings and still use your magics in a comfortable way here and reach that part of nature within you, calling it onto Ilduria during battle when your friends needed it, you look around and you sort of place your hand into the grass that you've created beneath you. And you sort of run your fingers through it, and it's soft and familiar now. As you realize all the nature surrounding you is not, in fact, alien to you, but just another expression that Ilduria has found within this world to convey nature to everybody. And you sort of reach that point of peace within yourself that this is not a strange land, but this is a land of Ilduria as you yourself level up. March, you are just thinking about Olma and how Olma, you're playing that image in your head over and over of not just Olma laying limp there with the rock keeping her body aloft, which was a disturbing sight to see in and of itself, but also to see this mud creature forming and to take on a form that you know, and then to see your party then attacking that creature was just a strange and sort of out-of-body experience for you. And you were jostled, but now sitting here looking around, kind of remembering, okay, that was not real, that was just something that was conjured up. You sort of form this extra layer of peace within yourself and almost bring yourself to a little bit closer to closure with that as you yourself level up. Flynn, you are pretty exhausted at this point. You've been running on empty for the last couple minutes ever since that fight. You are not only physically exhausted, but emotionally exhausted as you are sitting there and as you are trying to regain whatever health you can back, whatever composure you can get. You're sitting there and your head begins to nod as you are just so tired. You can barely keep your eyes open as your eyes are getting so heavy. And you find yourself closing your eyes for only a second. And you hear once again, doom, 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 as you jolt yourself back awake and you reach your hand up and you feel these horns. And this is such a strange feeling. This is something is like grasping onto your soul, something that you've like never felt before. And it's a weird sense of power. It's a strange and a foreign sense of power, but power nonetheless, as you feel yourself getting a little bit stronger as you yourself also level up. So, with that, as you guys are sitting there, having found these new strengths, having conquered fears, and having explored deeper within yourselves, you guys look onto the warehouse and wonder sort of what your next steps are going to be. But finding that power within yourselves, all of you guys find at least some semblance of strength to move forward. And with that, we're going to end today's episode.
Man,
that is where we're going to call it.
Oh my god.
I had a lot of fun with that one. I hope you guys did too.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, that's where we're going to end.
Flynn is just going to go full goth metal.
Yeah.
What is going on with my character?
Get out the eyeliner.
Yeah.
But
my
yeah,
gosh.
thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, nerds.
Bye.
Goodbye, nerds.
Hi, Rebecca here. I play Oma Marsk on Venture Forth, the D&D podcast. Thanks so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed it. We have so much fun doing these, and we hope to continue to. So, if you really liked it and you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to them. Also, leave us a rating and review on iTunes. iTunes is the most helpful app to do that for us if you would like to help us in a non-monetary way. Thanks so much, and see you next time, nerds.